Liz Truss has won her bid to take Boris Johnson's place at 10 Downing Street. I'm not going to get a BBC job, trust me. Joining us now to discuss is British journalist and political analyst Jonathan Sacerdoti. All right, take us through the next steps in this whole process. So first of all, Bojo leaves, and how is it that Truss becomes the prime minister? It's more like a primary for what we would consider a primary here, right?
It's exactly like a primary insofar as there's no general election where the British people got to choose a new prime minister here. This is a very small number of British people who got to vote for Liz Truss as the new prime minister. That's because we have a Conservative government at the moment. The parliamentary party has forced Boris Johnson to step down against his will, and instead the party has now chosen a new leader through its own internal processes. So they've chosen Liz Truss. The final two candidates, Liz Truss and Rishi Sunak, she was the Foreign Secretary, he was previously the Treasury Secretary, or the Chancellor as we call him here. They were put to the wider national membership of the Conservative Party for a vote between them as the last two candidates, and they've chosen her, but not by a massive margin. She's not got the support that previous leaders of the Conservative Party might have won in the same or similar circumstances. For example, Boris Johnson before her.
So what can we expect from Liz Truss? What kind of person is she? Her politics? Is she what we would consider here more MAGA or far right? Is she more moderate conservative?
Well, she's what she's been trying to portray as a traditional conservative, perhaps a bit more reliable than Boris Johnson. I think his downfall was largely because of his the appearance of being chaotic and his maverick style. But her honeymoon starts and ends right now, really. As she takes office, she faces a dismal economic outlook. There's unprecedented surge in government borrowing costs. The currency is nearest its lowest in decades. There's record underperformance in domestic stocks. She's the fourth Conservative leader in just over 6 years. So she's promising quite a lot. She's promising a new energy policy within 1 week, though she's given absolutely no details about what that would be before she won. That's because of the spiraling costs of energy here in the United Kingdom as around the world. Many people are very afraid about how they're going to heat their homes and pay for their energy bills in the coming months because of that 80% increase in the energy price cap, which is what's in place to stop the bills going through the roof. So she's got a lot to live up to, and she's really facing an in-tray with massive problems in it. She's been working hard to convince the Conservative Party that she'd be the best leader because they're the ones who are voting for her this time. But now she's got a limited amount of time left in the government in order to persuade the population that they should vote for her. So she'll be needing to pull some rabbits out of the hat, particularly in relation to energy prices, to try and support people through the winter.
And she's taking direct aim at China, which is something a lot of people in America want to happen, realize that they are an enemy. So is that a calculated move?
Well, also Liz Truss, having been the Foreign Secretary, does have some background in that respect. And so it's not just China. She's also looking at how we should deal with Russia. Remember that Boris Johnson has been seen as something of a hero in Ukraine for backing the country in its struggle against the invasion from Putin's forces. There's some speculation over exactly how firmly she'll stick to that. It's believed that she will do. And similarly, when it comes specifically to energy as well, she's very keen on the idea that Britain should become much more energy independent. Britain not as reliant on Russian gas as some other European countries, she was keen to point out in the campaign period. So when it comes to Russia, when it comes to China, when it comes to world affairs, Liz Truss is somebody who certainly has been looking around. And incidentally, on Iran, it came under her watch as Foreign Secretary that Nazanin Zaghari-Ratcliffe, who was the British dual national who was imprisoned in Iran for a long time, seen as a pawn in a debate and a battle over a debt that Britain owed Iran for many decades, she had her released. So she certainly has a few notches to show for her successes as Foreign Secretary, and now she'll be hoping to perhaps deliver similar things when she's Prime Minister, but she'll have a very big job to do in order to impress the country.
All right, well, let's see if she can get off to a quick start. She's got a lot of things to tackle. Jonathan Sacerdoti, thank you so much.